Good evening, very warm welcome to round 6 of Formula Racing League Masters of Le Mans Ultimate. We're live at Bahrain. How are we all doing? Welcome along to the live stream. Plenty of you in the chat. I can hear myself in the playback. Apologies, there we go. Technical issue over for a slight glitch there. I can hear myself. I was like, oh, who's that coming into chat? It's my own. I can hear my own voice. That's not what I need. So we're on track at Bahrain. We just started qualifying and I've got plenty to cover in the next 17 minutes before the race is underway. I need to bring you the live championship standings because we all want to know who's leading the championship in both hypercar and in GT3. So I'll try to bring those to you in the next 16 minutes and 56 seconds before the checkered flag goes at the end of this quali session. But we are live currently on board with Adam Moden and he's gone purple in the first sector. Slight wobble of the Ferrari there going in to the end of sector 2, and we're about to see that split time. But you haven't missed anything, and the first few laps are about to come across the line in qualifying here tonight. So I hope everyone's doing well. Drop a like on the video, whack the subscribe button, and say hello in the chat. It'd be good to see who is watching along this evening. So first few laps are coming in, and we've got a 1:44.7 from Johannes Priest, Adam Sesplar, Gilles Alleman there. So as you can see on the left hand side of your screen, times starting to slap onto the leaderboard. And let's just bring you actually, there's Johannes Priest, should be on board with him now. There he is, the Peugeot driver, currently setting that time 1.3 seconds quicker than anyone else at the moment. But it's the first round of laps. We've still got the tyres to heat up and the brakes to get to optimal temperature, and the track is evolving as every lap goes along. So let's just see what these sector times are doing. 31.7 for Johannes Priest. That is, looking down the board, that is definitely the quickest time in sector 1 as Brandon Geitz slots it on to provisional pole position to Peugeot again. We saw a Peugeot lockout last week. Are we going to see the same here at Bahrain? Let's actually go on board with Brandon Geitz as he just rounds turns 2 and 3. He's now on that sector 1 straight, reaching 230 odd kilometres an hour. Heavy brake on the left hand side, flicking the car right into turn 4. Really easy to go wide here. Don't go too wide, just don't take too much curb. And then now it's a bit of a roller coaster section of the right and the left of turns 5, 6 and 7. They come at you very quickly, bring the car all the way to the left. Heavy braking for turn 8 and nice and easy on the traction here. Easy to lock the wheels on traction, but he does it fairly nicely, Brandon, and his sector 1 time reflects that. Probably the trickiest braking zone on the track. It's turns 9 and 10. Turn 10 braking zone is so tricky. Heavy on the brakes, flick the car left, really slow corner, and then easy on the exit. And he's pulled off this lap. He's aborted this lap. So that is my Brandon Geitz has ruined my onboard track for track guide. But, oh well, next time, Brandon. we didn't make it to turns 11, but hopefully we will do on the next driver. So times. So Johannes Priest is retaking provisional pole, the sister 93 Peugeot. So we've got the 93 Peugeot and the 94 Peugeot battling it out at the moment. But it's fairly close. Francesco Adamu only a 10th off, and he's gone a little bit quicker in sector 1, 31.8. As I take a swig of my drink. So Francesco Adamu, 31.8 first sector, 1/10 off, got a target lap time of a 44.603, and he's currently done a 44.711. So not too much time to find. Certainly don't write off the Ferrari driver. Ferrari looking to make a comeback this week after the Peugeot domination at Sebring and Monza, etc. Purple middle sector for Francesco Adamu. He's now coming down that back straight all the way to turns 14. Well, it says turn 14, it's more to turn 15 really. So here we go, straightens the car up onto the home straight. What can he do? Has he found a 10th in his lap time? He doesn't. It's slower, so a poor final sector cost Francesco Adamu of a chance. Oh, so we see Adam Moden locking up into turn 1 as well. He was about to start a flying lap, That ain't going to be the optimal quickest time through turn 1 there. That's his lap done. Is he going to get time for one more? I think so. Jules Alleman is on a time. He's on a 45.8. He's over a second off though, Jules. But time can be had, maybe. Brandon Geitz is now on an out lap. He's half a tenth off the sister Peugeot. 94 Brandon Geitz. He's just starting his out lap. And he's going to need to find a half a tenth. Johannes Priest, where is he? He's gone slower in the first sector as well. It's all happening here at Bahrain. Tom Brunel is in the live chat. Peugeot is live. Well, French might agree with you there, Mr. Brunel. Is it still a French car, Peugeot, or have the Germans brought it? The Germans tend to have every other manufacturer at the moment, but I'm sure the French are very protective over their brand. So, Adam Moden boxes, so that lock up into turn 1 has completely aborted his qualifying run as we see him trundling back into the pits. So Francesco Adamu is still trying to find some time. We're on board with him now. He's done purple sector 1, purple sector 2. Is it going to be a hat-trick of purple sectors for Francesco Adamu, the 51 Ferrari AF Corsa driver? Around turn 15, the final corner. Do not go too wide. No problems of heavy wind here tonight, unlike the Formula 1 cars around here a few weeks ago. So down the start finish straight, Francesco Adamu, is it enough to take pole position? It is! Francesco Adamu, provisional pole for the Ferrari driver. Johannes Priest is boxed, so Johannes Priest cannot respond, but Brandon Geitz, can he respond? And the first sector says he can. He's gone purple. Heavy braking now into that turn 10, really tricky braking zone. You've got to straighten the car up and try and brake in a straight line, then get the rotation on the car. So what's his sector 2 going to be like? He's got to beat a 46.7 of Francesco Adamu. 46.7 was Francesco Adamu's middle sector. Brandon Geitz is 2 tenths up, or a tenth and a half up. 46.5 is the middle sector, so this is looking good. I think Brandon Geitz, if you're a betting man or a betting lady, put your money on Brandon Geitz right here, because he's lining up to take pole position here at Bahrain. One corner to go. Can the Peugeot take pole position of the Ferrari at Bahrain? We're about to find out any second now. Brandon Geitz across the line and takes pole position. What a lap from Brandon Geitz. It's a Peugeot Ferrari sandwich on the first couple of rows. A Ferrari nestled between two Peugeots, and a Ferrari in 4th position as well, and there's a Toyota sneaking in P5. So that is your hypercar grid. We'll bring you a full rundown at the end of this qualifying. Let's just switch straight over to GT3, and one man we want to look at is Leonardo Vera, but he's in the pit, so we can't look at him. So let's look at Joseph Chadha, and just while these drivers do the outlap, I'm going to very quickly run through the championship standings with you. So let's bring you actually the standings of the hypercar, so you can just see on your screen now. Actually, I can't really see that myself, it's that small. Francesco Adamu is leading this championship with 91 points. He has a 10-point lead over second place man Adam Sesplar. And in third is Johannes Priest with 63 points. So Francesco Adamu is your championship leader in hypercar tonight. But the key battle to look out for, I would say, is that top 4, as they're all within fairly touching distance, but certainly between Adamu and Sesplar. It's a very brief look at the standings there, and we'll touch back onto those later on in the race. The standings in GT3 as these drivers just start their outlap. Leonardo Vera is leading the GT3 category with 102 points. Kasperzik is second with 91, and then third is Joseph Chadha with 84. So again, very close top 3, all to play for with these remaining few weeks of the season. So let's just switch back to the live stream as we see Joseph Chadha now on his outlap, and he's got to start piling on some pressure on Leonardo Vera, because Leonardo Vera is having an almighty season thus far. And here's Kasperzik as well, as he now starts his lap. Let's go on board with the BMW driver. Turn 1. Fairly conservative there from the BMW. You've got the hypercar standings on your left as well. You don't want to see that, do you? Let's just bring you just the GT3 on your screens. There we go. Just like magic, up pops the GT3. So only 12 cars running tonight in GT3. A little bit less than usual. Normally 1 or 2 more than that. So first round of Sector 1 times. Pavel Vetlugin's 37 flat. Craig Starkey 37.4. Carl Van Horn 37.6. Tom Curtin 38.5. Rudy Vermeulen 37.5. But the man setting the pace is the person on your screens. The BMW of Kasperzik is a 36.5 as the BMW in front of him is getting all over the place there. It's a little bit like Lance Stroll and Charles Leclerc at Monaco today, that was. The Kasperzik with a purple first sector 56 is 36.5. I'm getting all excited. A tenth quicker than the nearest man, which is Joseph Chadha, the championship contender. Joseph Chadha is just a tenth off in Sector 1. We're about to cross the lines for Sector 2. Who's setting the pace? 53.9 for Kasperzik, 54.3 for Vetlugin's. Tom Curtin 56.1. So Curtin's having a very slow outlap, or quali lap, shall I say. 56.6 for Carl Van Horn. I think he's backed off because that is fairly slow Sector 2 time. And Joseph Chadha a 53.9. So he's matching the pace of Kasperzik. Chadha and Kasperzik are right on each other's tails. Kasperzik is going to come across the line first. What's the time going to be? It's a 2-minute 0.7. Where is Chadha? Here he is. What's he going to do? Can he match it? Can he beat it? He's gone quicker in the middle sector. He doesn't. 2 tenths off. So Kasperzik and Chadha on the front row. But where is the championship leader? Here he is. Leonardo Vera, purple first sector, purple middle sector. And he's now starting that final and all-important last couple of corners. So the Mustang power, American power down these straights in Bahrain. Can he produce a provisional pole in GT3? Last man across the line, and the first man on the top of the leaderboards. He might be the last across the line, but he goes straight from last to first. Provisional pole position in GT3, Leonardo Vera, championship leader. Can Kasperzik respond? He's gone quicker in that first sector. Just a couple of other shout outs as well. Pavel Vetlugin's currently laying in 4th place. It's a good position for him. Alex Nieto's 5th. Nigel Longden in 6th, and Derek is doing quite impressively up into P7. He's improving in that first sector as well, the other Mustang on the grid. Craig Starkey, Cole Van Horn and Danny Gould, the slowest of the GT3s at the moment. Back on board with Kasperzik just to keep an eye on this championship battle, because it's going to be between Vera, Kasperzik and Chadha, I believe. Those three have got just that extra bite of pace compared to the rest of the field, I feel. That's what we've certainly witnessed so far this season. So Kasperzik coming across the line. He's got to find 8 tenths. He finds 3 tenths, doesn't find 8. So he's still half a second off. Joseph Chadha, he's 1 second off now. So a target time of a 59.9. Well, that was Leonardo Vera. Can Joseph Chadha beat it? He goes... He beats his previous time enough to get on the front row in 2nd place. A purple last sector as well from the Porsche. But Leonardo Vera could be looking to even extend his gap here at the front. He's got 3 tenths in the bag to the Porsche driver off Chadha. He's gone purple in that middle sector. Ever so slightly slower in the first, but by a cat's whisker, if that's a saying. So here comes the Mustang. He improves. So the gauntlet is laid down by Leonardo Vera, the championship leader. He says, if you want to challenge me for this title, then come get me, because you've got to find just over half a second here, the Porsche and the BMW. So Mustang, Porsche, BMW is your current provisional top 3. Alex Nieto has snuck ahead of Pavel Vetlugin's into 4th, so he's the other Porsche driver, and then Vetlugin's the BMW as well. Craig Starkey 6th. He's improved. Good improvement from Mr. Starkey. Joseph Chado boxed and is now back out onto an out lap, so probably fresh set of tyres, a bit of lower fuel for the Porsche. Tom Curtin's boxed. Carl Van Horn is improving as well, currently lying in 11th place to 777. Jan Barv, good evening, how are you? How are you doing, sir? Good to see you. And good to hear from you, shall I say, I can't see you. So Carl Van Horn is about to come across the line here. He's improving. You've got to find some time as well because he's all the way down in 11th position, which is not where he would want to be. Can he improve? He does, but only good enough for 10th place on the grid. Carl Van Horn. Leonardo Vera gone even quicker in that first sector, but the middle sector has cost him a little bit of time. I don't want to see the rear wing of Kasperzak because there's no battle going on. He's just a man on his own. The camera keeps putting him on the rear wing, and I don't want to see that. We'll just stay on board with the TV camera there of Kasperzak, the BMW, under the lights here at Bahrain. Fantastic looking circuit under the lights. It's been such an improvement since they changed it to a night race at Bahrain. As he's pulled off, so Kasperzak's done. That's his quali done. It's Joseph Chada. Has he got his tyres in the optimum window to try and find 6 tenths to challenge Leonardo Vera? I think this is going to be a struggle. I think Leonardo Vera might be your pole sitter in GT3, but let's never rule out the Porsche driver here because he's showing some phenomenal racing and laps so far this season. He might just do it now. He has improved in that first sector, but it's not enough. It's not enough to challenge Vera at this stage. Craig Starkey goes 5th actually now. Danny Gould has also improved. The Pavel Lugans, who was running 5th, has dropped down to 7th. So Starkey and Gould improving there. Jan Barth, I am last, but I'm fine. Well, good to hear, Jan. You know, it's a last to first challenge. Think of it like that. Neil Woodward, how are we doing, Woody? Long time no hear. See what I did there? Long time no hear. Not long time no see. Though I have obviously seen you at Donington Park a couple of years back. But I hope you're doing well, Woody. Good to have you on the live stream, mate. So Joseph Chada coming across the line. Can he find that time to take pole position of Leonardo Vera? No, he doesn't. He does improve, but 4 attempts. And Leonardo Vera is your pole sitter here in GT3 at Bahrain. So let's just bring you a full rundown of the qualifying. Actually, no, I won't. What I'll do, I'll just wait 10 seconds and bring you a full running order, actually, of the whole entire grid. So just bear with me while we get the cars ready and lined up on the grid. So here we go. Row 1, your pole position is Brandon Geit and Francesco Adamu. Row 2 is Johannes Priest and Adam Moden, so it's a Peugeot Ferrari battle at Bahrain here tonight. Row 3 is Dominic Illinger and Jules Aliman. Adam Sesplar and Domikos Kiss is row 4. Adam Sesplar will be looking to improve on that position in the race for his championship hopes. Row 5, Valerio Ascione and Alex Alfonso. And row 6 is Benjamin Eck and Timo Braun. 13th is Chris Jones and Cody Besserlinken 14th on row 7. And row 8 is Jan Barth, who was just in the YouTube live chat a moment ago. And then there's your GT3 pole sitter, Leonardo Vera. Row 9 is Joseph Chadha and Kasprizik, so we've got a championship front three battle in GT3. Row 10, Alex Nieto, Pavel Vet-Lugens. 21st and 22nd is Craig Starkey and Danny Gould on row 11. Nigel Longden and Derek on row 12. And row 13, and lucky for some, is Carl Van Horn and Rudy Vermeulen. And last but not least is row 14 in 27th place, Tom Curtin in the BMW. So that is your grid tonight. Let's go on board with the front of the pack. And it's these guys here. Brandon Geitz, Francesco Adamu, support coming in there for Dominic Illinger on the grid. On the YouTube live chat, shall I say. Illinger, of course, starting 5th position tonight. And just a reminder of those championships. So Leonardo Vera leads the GT3. He's on pole position in that category. Kasprizik is second in the championship and Chadha is third. So the top three guys in the championship are all running together. And in hypercar, Adamu leads the championship by 10 points to Adam Sesplar. But Adam Sesplar is down in qualifying tonight. He's 7th place. So Adamu has got the head start over Adam Sesplar tonight. Brandon Geitz, who's your pole sitter, he's 28 odd points behind, having missed the first round. Or second round, beg your pardon. So here we go. We're about to go racing here on round 6 at Bahrain Formula Racing League, sponsored by Cube Controls, and we're green light. And they're going almost 3 wide at the start. The Peugeots are on the left hand side, the Ferraris on the right. It's almost like a Ferrari v Peugeot battle here. So who's going to take? It's like always 4 or 5 wide. I can't even tell who's ahead of going into the first corner here. The 3 wide, is it going to contact? No, there is a little bit of contact between the Peugeot and the Ferrari, but it's all fairly decent. The 94 Peugeot is ahead though, and that is Brandon Geitz. So Brandon Geitz leads Johannes Priest, Adamu, and I think that's Gilles Aleman getting involved. So Aleman's had a fantastic start, but Adam Moden as well. It's Adam Moden and Adamu. So Moden putting Adamu under pressure, but then Gilles Aleman is also putting Adam Moden under pressure. Let's switch to the GT3 because Leonardo Vera is leading nicely. Joseph Chadha and Kasprizik are battling away. So this is the battle for P2 off the line. So is he going to make a move up the inside? He is. Kasprizik down the inside of the Porsche driver, but Chadha looks for the switcheroo. He does absolutely A-class driving from Joseph Chadha. Does the switcheroo on the BMW driver. Alex Nieto might even get a bit of a run as well on the BMW, but no, a little bit too far back. Pavel Vet-Lugens just looking keen as well behind the Porsche of Alex Nieto. So Kasprizik, who went down the move on the inside of Joseph Chadha, went down the inside but couldn't make it stick, and Joseph Chadha went, there you go mate, you take the inside, I'll do the switcheroo on you. David Croft will be loving that one in the commentary box somewhere. Kasprizik's gone deep into the corner, very deep. Where's Alex Nieto? Can he take advantage of that? No, he's got Pavel Vet-Lugens in his rear view mirror. I was just having a quick look at some of the telemetry there, just for a very brief moment. So, Brandon Geitz is leading this race. I was just talking about the wrong car there. So yeah, there's Brandon Geitz leading the second Peugeot. The sister Peugeot is in P2 with Johannes Priest. Francesco Adamu, the championship leader, is P3, and Adam Moden is 4th. And let's just bring you the top five in each category on your screens, as you can just see after the first lap. The Aleman is 5th, and then GT3 Leonardo Vera leads from Joseph Chadha, Kasprizik 3rd, Nieto 4th, Vet-Lugens is 5th. Dominic Illinger running P7. He's got Domikos Kiss behind him and Adam Sesplar, so he's up one place, Sesplar. He needed that improvement for his championship battle with Francesco Adamu, but he's got to get past Jules Aliman on board with Sesplar. Jump on board with Rudi Vermeulen, because Rudi Vermeulen is looking extremely racy down the inside of Carl Van Hoorn, and there's contact between the Aston Martin and BMW driver, but Vermeulen gets by, and there's a Mustang in the background of Derek. So Derek's had a horrendous start. Not sure what's happened to Derek, but he's now got past Carl Van Hoorn. So Carl Van Hoorn, who we saw struggling for pace in qualifying and struggling for pace in these opening rounds, but Derek's gone a little bit wide on the corner, and Carl Van Hoorn will slip that 777 Aston Martin down the inside, and the BMW of Tom Curtin might now even be interested, looking at the rear of that Mustang. So this is the battle for last place here at Formula Racing, going into the final corner as Derek has a look down the inside of Carl Van Hoorn. He's not going to make a move though, and Tom Curtin just getting the exit there lined up. So Derek might have a good run though at the Aston Martin going down this start-finish straight. Is he going to stay in the slipstream? He will do. So the Aston Martin of Carl Van Hoorn, the 777, might be under a little bit of pressure going into turn 1 here if we start the third lap here at Bahrain. The Mustang, you can see the ABS just kicking in there. There's still a little bit of a nudge in the rear. The Aston Martin is just losing a little bit of paintwork per corner here. So no changes for position, but Kasprizik, let's go to the front of the GT3 pack, because he's now just caught a couple of attempts up to the rear of the Porsche of Joseph Chadha. He's just starting as well, just to very ever so slightly up away from 4th and 5th place of Alex Nieto and Pavel Vetlugens. And with the hypercars, Adam Sesplar, who I said a few moments ago needs to get by Jules Aliman if he wants to try and catch Francesco Adamu, and he's looking like he's going to be doing so very soon. But he's got Dominic Illinger behind. Illinger on board with him now. Let's see what Sesplar does on Jules Aliman. Does he go to the right hand side and send it down the inside? He has a look, tries to put Jules off, doesn't work. Or does he go for a move now? Oh, he has a lot. There's contact between the two. I think he's let off as well, and now he's going to be under pressure from Dominic Illinger. So Adam Sesplar, contact between him and Aliman. He's now going to be under pressure from Illinger, and Domikos Kiss is also in the background. Illinger has a bit of a fake look down the inside, doesn't go for it, just tries to pull Adam Sesplar off the yellow Ferrari. So Dominic Illinger, the red Ferrari, yellow Ferrari of Sesplar, and in the other red Ferrari in the background there is Domikos Kiss. This is the battle for 4th position. Out in front, Brandon Geitz' lead is around about 1.3 seconds. And out in front, Leonardo Vera is almost 3 seconds clear of the guys behind of Chadha and Kasprizik. So championship is looking good for Leonardo Vera, but there's still a couple of weeks of racing to go, and we've only just got this race started here at Bahrain, so anything can happen tonight. Quick switch to Craig Starkey, because he's looking quite interested in the back of that Danny Gould in the Mustang. And they're both in the Mustang actually. There's plenty of you watching live right now, so thank you for joining the stream. And just a quick shout out to our premium title sponsor of this season. A huge thank you to Cube Controls for supporting us here at Formula Racing League for season 2 of Masters of LMU. Their support is very much appreciated, and they've got some absolute mega prizes up for grabs for the series winners in Hypercar and GT3 this season. They've got a couple of wheels and a set of pedals as well to give away, and there's going to be a prize given away to the Split 2, and that isn't on the live stream, the AM Split as well. There's going to be one lucky winner from that split to win a prize. So yeah, the prizes are mega. Like as sim racing tournament or seasons or championships go, it's one of the best prizes I've seen given out for a long while, you know, from a non-esports type organisation. So yeah, huge thank you to Cube Controls. And if you are in the market for a wheel, but you're not taking part in this championship, so you can't win one for taking part, then go check out their website, because if you want some Italian handmade, top quality sim racing hardware, then Cube Controls is the place to go and have a look at. So that's my sponsor plug done for the next 10 laps or so. And just a quick plug on Formula Racing as well. If you are new and watching, if you are watching one of us now and you're not yet racing with Formula Racing League, then go check out the Discord, say hello, pop into the chat, introduce yourself, get signed up to the season 3 of Masters of LMU. There's also running ACC as well, and rFactor 2 on Formula Racing League. So plenty of sim racing content and races to get your racing boots and racing gloves stuck into. So back to the on-track action. Let's just have a look where we are. Kasprzak and Chada are still separated by half a second. This could be a battle that goes on all the way through to the checkered flag here, with 1 hour 10 remaining at Bahrain. Quickly on board with Jan Barth. We saw him in the live chat earlier. Well, he's catching up to Benjamin Eck. So this is the rear of the hypercar pack, that the battle for 14th and 15th in class and overall, shall I say. Benjamin Eck just under a little bit of pressure from Jan Barth. He's catching Cody Besselink as well. So a bit of a throughway battle going on here. So that battle's developing. Alex Alfonso certainly developing. He's developing half a second now. Gap between him and Timo Braun, a German driver in P10, BMW versus Peugeot. And Domikos Kiss, Dominic Illinger, and Adam Sesplar. This four-way battle for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th is still heating up ever so nicely. And Domikos Kiss and oh, this contact. Aleman's off. Aleman is off. Was there contact between him and Adam Sesplar? I'm not entirely sure. I might have just missed that. But Adam Sesplar is now side by side with Domikos Kiss. Domikos Kiss, the red Ferrari, is down the inside. Adam Sesplar, the yellow Ferrari, looks for the switchback, the switcheroo, the cutback, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't quite come off, but now he's going to have the slipstream going up into turns 4 and 5. So Adam Sesplar, can he get past Domikos Kiss? Hasn't he looked down the inside? Does he go down for it? I don't think he does. Oh, he is going for it. Adam Sesplar is going down the inside of Domikos Kiss. He's got past. Domikos Kiss is responding with the traction, better traction out of the corner, and now through the snaky section where you can't really go side by side through the way. You can go side by side through there, but it'll be very dangerous if you do so. So fantastic racing there between. It's not Domikos Kiss. I've been shouting Domikos Kiss, and I really do apologise. That's really bad of me. It's Dominic Illinger. I do apologise, Dominic Illinger. I've just been commentating on that fantastic battle. I've been shouting the wrong name. That is amateur hour there from the commentator, so do apologise. We'll just forget that happened. Dominic Illinger past Adam Sesplar. Fantastic move. The man the name I can't get off my lips. Dominic Illinger. I'm not a professional, what can I say? There's a reason why Sky Sports don't employ me for the Formula 1 coverage. Amongst many other reasons. So let's just recap where we are. Brandon Geitz, I'm just trying to recover from that horrendous moment. I'm really embarrassed by that. I'm trying to recover. Brandon Geitz is running first position, 1.8 second lead to Johannes Priest in second. Francesco Adamu 1.2 back in third. And Dominic Illinger, not Domikos Kiss, Dominic Illinger running 4th with the pressure of Cesplar just behind, and they're coming up through some GT3 traffic into turn 1. So Domikos Kiss 6th, Adam Moden is 7th. It's not the most impressive race from him so far. We've seen him higher up the field in other tracks. Might be struggling with Bahrain, who knows. But he's down in 7th position, got some recovery to do. Valerio Ascioni in 8th, as he's just trying to get out of the braking zone of that Ford Mustang. Jules Alleman, who we saw spinning around like Beyonce earlier on, he's in 9th. And Timo Braun, the German in BMW, with some pretty purple lights on front of that Beamer, running in 10th with the pressure of Alex Alfonso just behind in 11th position. Benjamin Eck is 8 seconds back from those two. He's running in 12th with Cody Besselink a second and a half behind him. And the last two in hypercar is Chris Jones and Jan Barth. And Jan Barth is looking very close to Chris Jones. And now these two do have some history. They came together at Le Mans in round 2, was it round 3? I can't remember now, my brain's gone. Yeah, a little bit of contact, but they are very well respected pair of drivers. You know, there's no bad blood between them, not that I'm aware of anyway. So rundown of the GT3. So Leonardo Vera is leading, 4-second lead now for Leonardo Vera. Joseph Chada is 2nd, Kasper Zik is 3rd, and you can see the battle on your screen right now. This is 2nd and 3rd in GT3. Alex Nieto is 4th, and Pavel Lugans is 5th. Danny Gould running 6th, Craig Starkey 7th. Nigel Longdon, not mentioned him yet, he's running in 8th position with Rudy Vermeulen 6 seconds off him. And then, as we saw a couple of laps ago, the battle towards the end of this pack, which is Carl Van Horn being hunted down by Tom Curtin. So Tom Curtin putting the pressure on the Aston Martin. Just staying nicely behind the Aston Martin so far, the BMW just biding his time. And then running all the way in last place is Derek. He's been in the wars tonight, a couple of contacts with Carl Van Horn, struggling for pace. So that is your running order so far. And let's just bring you actually the number of positions gained and lost for each driver. So we'll just do that by category. So we'll start with the hypers. So you can see the hypers there now coming up. So Adam Cesplar is now up 3 places. He's now up into 4th. He's got by Dominic Illinger. So Cesplar starting that recovery haul of points. He's now got 10-second gap to Francesco Adamu, so we'll see what that does over the next 1 hour. Other gainers, obviously Kiss, Ascioni, Aleman, all going up. Oh, Adam Moden, D&F. Adam Moden has D&F in this race. Not sure what's happened to him. And Benjamin Eck is also minus 4th places lost compared to his starting position. So Benjamin Eck, but Adam Moden, no idea what's happened there. That Ferrari just parked into the garage. And that lady there in the stand has got a coat on. I can't believe she's got a coat on in Bahrain. And the guy to the left of it has even got a hoodie on. Blimey, it must be cold. So, that's hypercar. Let's quickly switch to GT3. I'm mad today, I tell you. GT3, top 5 as you were from qualifying order. Just a couple of places, but as you can see, as I mentioned just before we were doing this, Derek is down in 12 and he has lost a few places. But Rudy Vermeulen is up 2. So GT3 is a little bit more civilised with terms of positions gained and lost since the start. But we'll see how the top 5 battle develops. Kaspersik and Chadder, I think, is going to be a battle that go in it's going to go down all the way through the next hour, really. Alex Alfonso and Cody Besselink. Closest battle on track at the moment. Battle for 10th and 11th. Adam Moden in the live chat. Shadow must have a task in that Porsche. Adam Moden, tell us what happened. How come you've DNF'd? What's happened? As we see Alex Alfonso and Besselink battling away into turn 1. There's a little bit of paint rubbing, door rubbing going on between the Peugeot and the BMW. The 94 of Alfonso goes wide. I think Besselink's going to retake the position. He will do. But Alfonso will have an inside look, would he? No, he's not close enough to make a move. So Besselink is not close enough to make a move, and Alfonso stays ahead. So that is 20 minutes gone in this race, and yeah, we've got battles developing. I think gap out in front between Geitz and Priest, 4 seconds. We'll see what happens as we approach the pit stops. But the gap in GT3 is much more. Leonardo Vera, 3.8 seconds. I'll say much more. It's actually come down a little bit. It was around about 4.5 seconds. Just come down ever so slightly. And then again, it now creeps back up to 4.3. So it could just be the ebb and flow of the corners around here, making the gaps on the telemetry go up and down. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens over the next 20 minutes as we start approaching the pit window. So this has been round 6 of Masters of LMU, and I'll be back with you in a few moments' time. And we're back with the live coverage. So, Adam Moden just coming into the live chat there. I spun twice, did an unsafe rejoin and just thought I'm tired and I'm not driving safe either. Well, fair enough. Fair enough, can't really argue with that one. Shame to see you DNF, but yeah, can't argue with the reasoning. So the gaps here are fairly, what's the word? They're It's stable at the moment. Tom Curtin is the closest battle we've got according to the telemetry, and it looks like it on track as well. Tom Curtin and Carl Van Horn battling for 10th and 11th. Still trading lap times. Tom Curtin's now got the run on Carl Van Horn. He's been looking to get past Carl Van Horn for a few laps now, so he might try and do it into turn 1 this time. He's got the leader, Brandon Geitz, coming through as well into turn 1. Very slow exit there for the Aston Martin. Jules Aleman still keeping on to the rear of that Ferrari of Domokos Kiss. Aleman, who's coming back as well through the pack after spinning earlier on. So Aleman, who was battling away with Adam Sesplar in 4th, he dropped down to about 7th, I think it was, or 8th. He's now catching back up to Domokos Kiss. So this could be a battle that heats up in the next lap or two, as that gap of 7/10 just comes down lap by lap. Adam Oden, Geitz is on some form. Yeah, that quality lap was quite spectacular, to be honest. He's got some way of he's got some way to go in terms of clawing back some championship points to Francesco Adamu, but obviously he will, if he wins this race, then I'm just trying to do the math now. Where's Adamu? He's 3rd, isn't he? So yeah, 38 points for a win, 23. So he'll gain a good 15 odd points on Adamu. But Adamu's got a what's the gap between Adamu and Geitz in the championship? About 30 points. So yeah, I mean, it's all to play for. I think personally the championship will come down to the final round. It certainly won't be mathematically confirmed either way down to the final checkered flag, but I think we could have on our hands at Le Mans, the final round, quite a few possibilities of who will win the championship. But yeah, Brandon Geitz is certainly doing what he can do to put himself into championship contention. Dell is in the chat. Derek, the heavy smash to my rear apparently broke my gearbox. Well, a heavy smash to the rear will do that to you, Derek. Sorry to hear that, my friend. So, Gilles Aleman has now got, I'm not sure what the cameraman is doing there on board the helicopter, but there we go. Domokos Kiss has now just dropped behind Aleman. Aleman has got past him. And 9.5 seconds up the road is Dominic Illinger for Gilles Aleman. Gaps. Adamu. Gap to Johannes Priest was a 1.5 seconds. It's now down to half a second. So Adamu is taking advantage of the traffic here. Oh, there's a contact between Johannes Priest and the Mustang. All the flashing lights of the Peugeot drivers. A P2 almost being wiped out there, or wiping himself out. There's contact, and I was just about to say Adamu taking advantage of Johannes Priest being held up in traffic, and that is what we've just witnessed there on our screen. So can Adamu now take advantage of the slipstream, the tow? He might be in range of it. Tom Curtin and Carl Van Horn still going at it. I swear these two have just been like scale electrics cars. I just can't separate from each other at the moment. This has been the last 25 minutes of this battle, Tom Curtin and Carl Van Horn. Oh, it's a number 7 hypercar in front. Who was that? Was that Valerio Ascioni? It was. Valerio Ascioni getting all 6 and 7s under braking into turn 1. Danny Gould, the Mustang. He's just approaching the rear of Pavel Vetlugens. Yeah, it's yeah, first time driving it for Dell there. Yeah, I mean, it's always tricky coming into a race on a track that you've not really driven before. There are certain corners that are a bit tricky around here. I've not driven this really since the F1 games, and that's definitely a few years ago. Some fantastic insight there from Adam Moden in the live chat. Ascioni, I think Ascioni is running low wing / cooling. He has great straight line speed. Maybe you might be onto something there, Adam. Probably would explain the difficulty under braking into turn 1. Let's see what happens going into the braking zone this time around. A bit more controlled. He's got a fine 6.5 seconds Domikos kiss up ahead. Tom Curtin, Carl Van Horn, here we go for take 8. Down the inside into turn 1. Tom Curtin has finally got the move done on the 777 of Carl Van Horn. Carl Van Horn, the Aston Martin, trying to make it back on the cutback, but that ain't going to work. But he might have a run now. He's gone to the inside, going up to the hill to turn 4. Is he side by side? He is. So Carl Van Horn, fantastic exit. They're going to be side by side. Can they avoid contact? They do. The BMW is on the outside. Carl Van Horn on the inside of the Aston Martin. They're now side by side. They've got a BMW hypercar making it 3 wide. Oh, the hypercar squeezes through. They're still side by side. Carl Van Horn goes on through and takes 11th place off Tom Curtin. So these two have been fighting all race, and but Tom Curtin just thought, blimey, I finally got past the Aston Martin. He gets one by me with a fantastic exit out of turn 2. Going into turn 10 though, the very difficult braking zone. It's a BMW going to make a move down here. It'd be a very risky move because it's a very hard braking zone to get the car slowed down and turned in just in time. As we had a hypercar there in the mix of those two, just spinning around like Kylie Minogue. I'm going through my singers tonight. I said earlier spinning around like Beyonce, now I'm spinning around like Kylie Minogue. Britney Spears will be next. For the next car we see getting a little bit lively on the power. It's a rough circuit. Yeah, it's turn 10 is really tricky. Good afternoon, Gianluca, Sim Racing, how are we doing? Thank you everyone for jumping into the live chat. It really does make my job a lot easier chatting away to the live stream, so appreciate it. Please do keep your comments coming in. Let me know who you're supporting, who you want to see on stream. I'll take a few requests like a DJ. Can't promise a Britney Spears song, but I can promise to put your driver up on screen. Just watching the battle here, all the way down in 10th and 11th in a GT3 category. But these are the closest pair on track at the moment, so you're being treated to the battle of Carl Van Horn and Tom Curtin. As down the inside, the BMW goes. It's the take 2 at this corner. Carl Van Horn, who's now rolls reversals, heels on the outside, but he still stays ahead. So the Aston's got fantastic traction out of that corner compared to the BMW. Ooh, a little bit of a look from the Beamer, and we've got the 2 BMWs coming on behind as well. Just trying to work out who they might be. I think that's Besser Lincoln Bath. It is. So almighty amount of traffic going into turn 10. Blimey, they've all managed to avoid each other there. So this is actually Chris Jones and Jan Barth. and Cody Besseling. This is a three-way battle there. So we're just watching Tom Curtin and Van Horn as we see Jan Barth going completely wide. He almost brought out my Britney Spears comment, but he didn't. And Chris Jones tucks in the middle of them, the 311 driver, battle for P11 and 12. So Chris Jones on your screens right now. See if we can go on board with Chris Jones. We can go on board with Besseling and we can see Chris Jones in the rearview mirror. There we go. In the Cadillac. Now close, Chris Jones is getting, so Besseling is going defensive to the inside, the BMW, the Cadillac on the right of Chris Jones. Oh, there's a bit of bumping and grinding. On board with Jan Barth to see the battle up ahead between the two of Besseling and Jones. So easy on the throttle through there, especially when they're tucked in behind the BMW. And I missed what happened to Chris Jones. Chris Jones disappeared, and here he is. So Chris Jones making a mistake there. I missed that off stream as I wasn't actually watching the live camera. I was watching the YouTube live chat for a moment. I'm not sure what's happening there to Chris Jones. So, Francesco Adamu up top of the order, running in P3. Again, the gap between him and Johannes Priest has been very consistent throughout this first stint. And it's now down just under a second. So Adamu just starting to put a bit of pressure on. And let's just quickly switch to the Hypercar energy storage, because as you can see on the left hand side of your screen, it's around about 22 to 23% remaining for these drivers. Teammate Braun running with 35%. So we're just about approaching the pit windows soon, in the next 5-10 minutes I'd imagine. So Adamu and Priest now looking very close, and Adamu has a look down the inside, doesn't go for it, just trying to put the Peugeot driver off. So this gap has certainly closed up, and we've now got a battle on our hands for P2. He's looking pretty close now, isn't he, the Ferrari? If I was him, I would just tuck him behind the Peugeot, just follow him through all the way through Sector 3. These twisty lefts and rights, and just try and stay with him and then get a nice run down the start-finish straight. That would be my tactic if I was in the cockpit of that 51 Ferrari, but I'm not. I'm sat here in the commentary box. He's just letting the BMW driver know he's going to come through the inside. That's going to compromise Adamu as well into turn 1. So Priest managed to get by the BMW before turn 1, and Adamu didn't, and that's lost him a lot of time. 1.3 seconds now the gap. So Priest using the traffic of the GT3 BMW to his advantage. I think a lot of drivers are struggling tonight because there must be, I think, a mix of drivers who have practiced and who haven't practiced, because the gaps across the field are fairly spread out this evening. You know, a lot of the races this season we've seen very close racing throughout the 1 hour 20. Tonight is certainly a lot more spread out. The battles are a little bit more few and far between. And I think that'll just be the nature of Bahrain, perhaps. So there is many of you watching right now, so thank you for joining the stream. Please do drop a like on the video, and if you're not already subscribed to Formula Racing League TV, then why not? Tell me in the live chat why you're not already subscribed, and whack the subscribe button. It'll be very much appreciated. And if you're not yet part of the sim racing community over at FRL, please do check out their Discord. Thank you for joining us on a Friday night here on May the 23rd, Season 2, Round 6 of the Pro Split here at Bahrain. And we've got some cube controls, prizes up for grabs in this championship. But the championship and the prizes won't be dished out tonight. We've still got a few more rounds to go, so please do join us next week. As we'll, actually what I'll do, that's just a little bit of a lull before the pit stops. We'll quickly bring you, actually no I won't, I'll do that in the race. I was going to bring you the next calendar, but I'm not going to do that. The race is going on. And we'll do that in the stream. Apologies as well, I just had the hypercars on the left hand side of your standings. I've now got the GT3s mixed in there, so apologies for that. I just had the overlays ever so slightly delayed, so you should now see the GT3s on your screens as well with the overlays. And as you can see, the gaps fairly spread out between the drivers. 1.5s, 1.7s going on there between some drivers. Tom Curtin and Van Horn have separated now. They're now running 7 seconds difference. And we've got 2 D and F to 9. That's Derek and Adam, both parked up in the pit lane for an early shower and ride home from Bahrain. Chris Jones, however, he's bringing some attention to the live stream and some action. He's back on the rear of Jan Barth. Well, I was just enjoying a nice onboard of Chris Jones, and he's royally messed that one up, hasn't he, on the exit? He somehow managed to keep the car, and he's my third driver tonight to bring out my spinning around like Britney Spears reference. There we go. We've had Beyonce, Kylie Minogue, we've had Britney Spears. So drivers getting their dancing moves on in the cars tonight. Chris Jones just struggling on the braking zone there. And a little bit of a wiggle there to Jan Barth as well. I'm not sure if, because I think Jan went a little bit deep into the corner as well. I'm not sure if he got a little bit put off by that. He won't enjoy the fact that I caught that on the live stream. So let's move away from Chris Jones before I get sacked. Alex Nieto, 1.3 behind Craig Starkey. Cody Besselink, he's pulled up. Yellow flag's waving, so Cody Besselink has stopped on track and he's got an issue. I'm not sure what's happened to him, but as we can see, he has come to a full stop. And now, unfortunately, Michael Massey isn't here because he'll be throwing out the safety car. He's now reversed, he's now getting going again. So not sure what's happened to Besselink. He hasn't done a Paula Radcliffe and just stopped off for a comfort break. I think he's just had an issue of some sort, but he's now back underway. And he's running in 13th place. Despite stopping, Benjamin Eck is a long way behind. He's 50 odd seconds back, Benjamin Eck. Benjamin Eck has stopped though, he's already pitted. Just checking there on the left hand side of your screen, see there Benjamin Eck has stopped. Chris Jones, Jan Barth, get closest battle on track still. So I'm just panicking for a moment there, thinking I've missed a huge moment for Kasprizik because he's all the way down in 10th place. But as you can see, he has just made his pit stop. So Kasprizik, the first stopper in GT3. So is he going to go? Is he trying an undercut on Joseph Chadha? Joseph Chadha does not respond to the pit stop of Kasprizik. He's got a little bit of traffic though off Caravan Horn, but easily dispatched there from the BMW driver. So Kasprizik up into 9th. He's now got 15 seconds of clean air, apart from any hypercars coming through, but clean air for Kasprizik. And now an opportunity to try that undercut on Joseph Chadha. As Francesco Adamu is now coming out of the pits. So he was battling away about a second and a half to Johannes Priest. So will Johannes Priest respond as well? So a couple of drivers now just starting to make their moves with the stop in the race. So what does Johannes Priest do? We're about to find out. Is he going to respond to Francesco Adamu boxing? He does. So Johannes Priest comes in, so that now brings me perfectly on board with, if I can find him on my telemetry, where is he? Francesco Adamu. I couldn't find him for a moment. I'm really having an off night tonight. So Francesco Adamu, where is he going to emerge? Or where is, shall I say, Priest going to emerge? Brandon Geitz is also in the box as well. So the race leader is in. You see Cesplar's in. Johannes Priest is in. Cesplar just coming into his pit stall now. So all eyes on Adamu. Illinger's coming in. So Geitz is coming out. Johannes Priest is coming out. Adamu's not going to be close enough. Johannes Priest has got this covered. He's now about to go on the loud pedal. Adamu's coming around the final corner, down the final straight now. You can fantastic shot of the helicam, but it's not going to be close enough to challenge Priest on the exit. So as you were between the Peugeot and the Ferraris, Jules Allemann inherits the lead of this race. We have had technically a change of lead in this race, but he has not yet boxed. So Jules Allemann, if you've just joined the stream and you think, blimey, yes, Allemann's leading, go Jules Allemann. Unfortunately, to spoil the party, the Allemann party, he hasn't yet boxed. So the lead will change yet again. So Geitz enjoying a net lead here of 7 seconds to Johannes Priest. Driven flawlessly so far. As Benjamin Eck is also coming in for a second stop. So Benjamin Eck making his second stop of the night. He's trying his best to replicate the Monaco Grand Prix on Sunday. We're doing 2-stop strategy. Joseph Chudder still not yet responded to the box of Kasprzyk. So Kasprzyk still the early boxer in GT3. Aleman and Kiss now coming in as well. So Francesco Adamu moves on up into third place. So as you were in the top three, Brandon Geitz is leading this race. Johannes Priest second and Francesco Adamu third. Leonardo Vera is now in. That's a great up close shot of that Ford Mustang. That's the race leader in GT3. So Chadha inherits the lead of the race. Leonardo Vera though did enjoy a very comfortable lead out in front, so he will be under no pressure. Kasprzyk is a long way back as well. Leonardo Vera already making his way out of the box, so a good stop from him. He will rejoin in 7th place, 6th place. Drivers up ahead though haven't yet stopped. So Joseph Chudder dives into the pits and gets that Porsche slowed down for the 60 km/h speed limit in the pit lane. So Leonardo Vera should therefore inherit back the lead of the race in GT3. It's quickly on board with Jan Barth, because him and Valerio Ascioni, Jan Barth, who has seen off the challenge of Bestelink and Chris Jones, is now looking to take 7th place of Ascioni. He's coming into the pits now, Jan Barth. So Leonardo Vera up past Joseph Chudder. He's still stopped, and in fact he's stopped a lot more because Kasprzyk has got ahead of him. So Chudder, a slow stop from Joseph Chudder, and Kasprzyk has got by. So Kasprzyk, who boxed early, has worked a treat for him. Not sure why the longer stop from Chudder. Don't have that data, unfortunately. But Kasprzyk goes on up into a net P2 effectively. Chudder rejoins in 6th position. But bearing in mind, Tom Curtin has not yet stopped, neither has Rudy Vermeulen or Nigel Longden. So he's 2.3 seconds behind Tom Curtin, but he'll gain that position back. So he's now obviously a net P3, Joseph Chudder, but not sure what happened there. But change in the podium positions there. Kasprzyk up into a net P2. Mark Conway, good evening, sir. How are you? I've just seen your message on Discord and bluntly ignored it. Did not find that joke funny whatsoever. Good to have you with us, Mark. You joined us at a time of the race where the drivers are just doing their pit stops, and we're just ticking over into the final 30 minutes, the final 25 minutes of this race. Brandon Geitz leads with an 8-second lead to Johannes Priest in second. Francesco Adamu is third. 7-second gap between the top three in hypercar. Adam Sesplar is fourth, and that is very important for him because he is clawing back some points. He had a very low qualifying position compared to his championship rival of Francesco Adamu, so good recovery from Sesplar thus far. Jules Alleman having a strong race in fifth. Dominic Illinger is sixth. Dominic Kiss seventh. Valerio Ascioni eighth. Timo Braun ninth, and Alex Alfonso 10th. That's your top 10 in hypercar. Over in GT3, Leonardo Vera has had full control of this race in GT3. He enjoys a 1.8 second lead to Rudy Vermeulen, but Rudy Vermeulen has not yet boxed, so he will drop down the order. Kasprizik is therefore a net P2, as that BMW gets very lively on the exit of that corner, and just a flash the headlights. Maybe he wasn't too happy with the hypercar coming on down the inside there. Joseph Chada was running second, but he's been leapfrogged in the pits by Kasprizik. So Chada is actually a long way behind. He's 16 seconds behind. So I don't know whether he fixed damage or has he changed tyres. I don't know. Apologies for not having that detail on the pit stops. But Kasprizik, 16 seconds up the road from Joseph Chada. Craig Starkey and Alex Nieto battle for 7th and 8th. Mustang and Porsche. Craig Starkey in the Mustang, Alex Nieto in the Porsche. Deal with the Peugeot of Jules Alleman there just coming on through, and they've got the 51 being the 51 Ferrari coming on through as well in hypercar. I believe that is Dominic Illinger. It is. That's Dominic Illinger coming on through. Alex Nieto and Craig Starkey. Craig Starkey having a look down the inside onto the brakes of the Ford Mustang. He might have a mighty advantage now on this start-finish straight. The Mustang American power versus the German Porsche. There is a fantastic shot of the Mustang. The Mustang is approaching, As I look to the inside, tucked back in behind, under the braking. Good braking from the pair of them. No tyres being locked up or ABS being triggered. What's the exit like for Craig Starkey? The exit of the Porsche will be phenomenal, no doubt, with that rear traction, and it is. So Alex Nieto fighting off here the battle in 7th position between him and Craig Starkey. See the traction there of the Porsche, fantastic out of the corners. Bit of a wider entry into the corner from the Mustang. Ferrari round the outside there. I think that was Dominico's kiss. So this is your closest battle on track at the moment. The battle for 6th and 7th in GT3 category. Alex Nieto versus Craig Starkey. Down, start, finish straight. There you go. Is the Mustang going to be able to get a slipstream on the Porsche and have a look down the inside? Here he comes. Here he comes. Doesn't have a look. It's very gentlemanly conduct so far. No lunges down the inside from the Mustang. The traction of that Porsche is just going to be phenomenal out of the corners. So we're approaching the final 20 minutes here on round 6 at Bahrain for Formula Racing League TV, and I'll be back with you in a moment. Just going to refresh my drink and bring you the live action from the remaining 20 minutes of this race. I'll be back with you very shortly. So, take 3 between the battle of the Porsche of Alex Nieto and the Ford Mustang of Craig Starkey. Craig Starkey just a little bit further behind going into turn 1 this time round. So, battle continues between those two. Illinger and Aleman. Another battle going on track at the moment. This is the battle for P5 in hypercar category, the Ferrari versus Toyota of Gilles Aleman. Aleman enjoying a strong race tonight. We saw him spinning earlier on, but he's now got back past Dominic Kiss and Dominic Illinger. So Aleman starting to recover to the position where he was until he span. He's under pressure from Illinger. Past the yellow Mustang they do. Going into turn 1, is Illinger going to have a look down the inside? He doesn't. What kind of exit can they both get? Ferrari versus Toyota. Very close in the braking there, the Ferrari. Doesn't run into the back of him. Ooh, as the Toyota haven't, on the exit there, just probably caught out a little bit by the closing speed compared to the Aston Martin of Carl van Horn there, and that just might have opened the door to Dominic Illinger, who was just a little bit further back and just could position his car on the exit of the corner a little bit better to Aleman. So Aleman a little bit compromised on the exit, and now he's going to be extremely compromised going into turn one. So is Illinger going to make a move? They both go to the inside. They almost make contact. They both move to the left-hand side or the right-hand side of the track. They're now side by side going into turn one. Illinger's on the outside of the Ferrari. The Toyota of Aleman's got a better exit. Aleman stays ahead of Dominic Illinger. Brilliant race between the pair of them. Inside the car now of Dominic Illinger. Great defensive driving from Gilles Aleman. I'm also saying he's having a strong race tonight. Oh, they both get a little bit slidey on the exit. And this is the battle for 4th and 5th as a reminder. Sorry, no, beg your pardon, the battle for 5th and 6th. And here's something to interest you. The battle out in front. Brandon Geitz and Johannes Priest. Brandon Geitz has been in supreme control of this race all night long. But just look at that. That is P1 and 2 on your screens right there. The gap's come down to 1.1 seconds. So I'm not sure if Brandon Geitz has had an issue. But Johannes Priest, we're on board with him now. That Peugeot you can just see going through the corner left-hander up ahead. That is the race leader. So the gap's out in front as the BMW just slowly coming across into the braking zone there. Yeah, not sure what's happened between the gaps here, but Johannes Priest is certainly on a charge. So it might not be plain sailing as we all thought for Brandon Geitz. Over in GT3, Leonardo Vera, we've not seen much of him. That's because he's been in a class of his own tonight. He's still enjoying a 6.6 second lead to P2 man of Kasperzik. He's got a 20-second lead to Joseph Chadder. He really has dropped off massively. Pavel Vetlugens, let's go on board with him because this is a battle between the BMW driver of Vetlugens and the Mustang of Danny Gould. Danny Gould has gone deep and Vetlugens is going to take advantage of that. Now side by side going through the right-hander, got my left and right mixed up for the moment there. That the Mustang comes back. He's now going to kind of push the BMW wide. Is the BMW going to look for the switchback? He is. The BMW has got the better traction, has it? Yes, he's got the better exit out of the corner, but the Mustang American power down the straight is going to save him. But is Vetlugens going to keep it pinned on the inside of Danny Gould? He is. Vetlugens goes on through up into 18th overall and 4th in class. So Pavel Vetlugens up into 4th position in GT3, but that might not be the case for long because Danny Gould is coming back. He's in the slipstream of the BMW and we know how mighty that Mustang is with the straight line speed. So is he going to have a move into turn 1? No, just a bit of a lift and coast there. Lift and coast for Danny Gould. He's not going to fight that one. And I think Danny Gould could be struggling because behind him is Alex Nieto and Craig Starkey. So we've now got a 4-way battle in GT3. That is Pavel Vetlugens, Danny Gould, Alex Nieto and Craig Starkey all on your screens right now. 4-way battle for 4th, 5th, 6th and 7th in GT3 category. On board with Craig Starkey. I think Danny Gould is really struggling here because you just see the traction of that BMW, of the Mustang. And they've got a hypercar coming through there as well. That could be Adam Sesplot, the 83. I think it is. Now, Nieto is now alongside the Mustang. It's 3 wide temporarily as the Sesplot of the hypercar of Adam Sesplot goes on through. So Craig Starkey will be watching this with popcorn as you see these two go side by side through the left-hander. Alex Nieto's got the move done. So Danny Gould in the space of 1 lap has lost 2 places. And there might even be a third because Craig Starkey as what is witnessed 2 overtakes on Danny Gould, and he wants to make it a 4th, or a 3rd, shall I say. I can't count tonight. Danny Gould struggling there. Is he under pressure for fuel, perhaps? We saw him lifting and coasting into turn 1. So he perhaps could be fuel saving, could be running very tight on fuel with only 11 minutes remaining. So Craig Starkey, the blue Mustang, versus Danny Gould of the black and gold Mustang. They're side by side into the final corner. They somehow avoid contact, I believe. Craig Starkey has now got an almighty run, surely. He's got to go for it. Who's going to be the latest on the brakes? And they both brake at pretty much the same time, to be honest. There, Craig Starkey just playing it safe a little bit, biding his time. And let's quickly go back on board with the hypercars, because look at this, the Peugeots are battling away under the lights at Bahrain. It's a battle of the Peugeots, a battle of the Mercedes versus Hamilton and Rosberg many years ago here in Formula 1. But now Brandon Geitz and Johannes Priest are doing their best to reenact it. The gap it was half a second. It's just extended ever so slightly, maybe perhaps because of a little bit of GT3 traffic. But Brandon Geitz is under pressure here from Johannes Priest. Brandon Geitz, who have been in control of this race from pretty much the start, he absolutely phenomenal qualifying lap, put him on pole position. But he's now under pressure. Let's just go on board with Johannes Priest. Can we get on board with him? Let's go on board with Brandon Geitz so we can actually see the rear from the rear view camera, and we can now see Johannes Priest. So this is the battle for 1st and 2nd, the race lead here with just under 10 minutes remaining. We could be in for an absolute grandstand finish here, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies for any weird driving lines you're witnessing. There could just be a little bit of server lag going on there. That's why Brandon Geitz and Johannes Priest are just acting a little bit weird on your screens, if you saw that on the live stream. Because Dominic Illinger is having to pit in. So Dominic Illinger is coming into the pits. So potential issues there for Dominic Illinger. But let's not take our eyes away from this battle, because this gap has come right down between Brandon Geitz and Johannes Priest, the 2 Peugeots. So this is quite an important race victory for the pair of them, because Johannes Priest currently occupies 3rd place in the championship on 63 points. Brandon Geitz is 4th with 62 points. Only a points difference between the pair of these drivers, but more importantly, the bigger picture is the points difference over Francesco Adamu. So Adamu is the championship leader with 91. So, you know, almost what, 27, 28 point lead over these two. But whoever wins this race will have a good 50 odd points gain on Adamu. So really important race victory here in the sake of the championship, I feel, because if Geitz or Priest can win tonight and then follow this up with a race victory next week, the pressure, it will be very, very close going into the final season finale round at Le Mans. But look how close it is now. This is phenomenal here from Johannes Priest. Just over half a second. So Johannes Priest, who won last time out, is looking here to make it back-to-back victories. He's got to get away past Brandon Geitz. So last time out, it was Johannes Priest first and Brandon Geitz second. And it's roles reversal here at Bahrain compared to Monza. So the Peugeots dominated Monza last week, and these two drivers specifically dominated, and now they're dominating Bahrain. What's the gap to Adamu? Adamu is 8 seconds behind these two. Gap just extended on that last lap, 1.4, 1.3. So Geitz responding to the pressure of Priest. Couple of laps remaining here. 3 laps remaining, I believe. A little bit of traffic for Geitz to navigate, and if Priest's going to take advantage of that traffic, he's got to get by the Mustang. He's got to get out of the way. Surely there's a battle for first and second. Come on, Mustang, let's not rob us of a grandstand finish here. Cesar on the track, so cool to watch. It is indeed. It is indeed. This is what we tune in for on a Friday night. This is the battle. Oh, there's contact between the Mustang. The 77 Mustang in GT3. I think that's Craig Starkey. It was. Craig Starkey just turned in and I don't think he realised Priest was sending it. Maybe Priest was a little bit desperate. Obviously desperate to get by and not lose any time to Brandon Geitz. But look at the traffic. Brandon Geitz is now going to navigate. There's 3 GT3 cars on this straight. You should get by them on this straight. I think Priest is going to be held up yet again in this traffic though. He gets by the Porsche, but he's got the BMW to go. So the gap is now 1.1. A couple of laps remaining here. This is all or nothing for Johannes Priest. He's got to find some time. Let's go on board with him. A little bit of brake locking or tyre locking going into that first corner, and there's back marker blue flags waving for that could be Benjamin Eck. The flashing lights of Priest. As the BMW goes to the left, does he get out of the way? Is he going to yield? He just about does. It's 1.3 seconds now between these two. He's running out of time, Johannes Priest. There's another car enters the pit now. That's Tom Curtin in GT3 coming into the pits. Just quickly jump on board with Alex Nieto, because Alex Nieto and Pavel Vetlugens. Alex Nieto side by side down into turn 10. Alex Nieto goes on through up into P4. So Vetlugens losing out to Nieto there in GT3, and the gap now 3 seconds. So I think Geitz, the potential race challenge might be over. 3 seconds now. So Priest responding brilliantly there to the challenge of Geitz, and I think he just got a little bit luckier, I think, with the traffic on the last lap. It just helped him give a little bit of breathing room between the two. The traffic certainly helped, as we've got a battle going on up ahead in Hypercar, and that is Jan Barth and Chris Jones coming down the start-finish straight. So Jan Barth, the BMW against the Cadillac of Chris Jones. But what that means is Johannes Priest and Brandon Geitz are going to catch them. So Johannes Priest navigating away around the Porsche driver of Joseph Chadder, I believe. So what's going to happen with these two? Because you've now got Jan Barth and Chris Jones battling away for 12th and 13th in class and in overall position. But they've got the race leaders coming on through, so they will get blue flagged. But they're battling away as well. So this is tricky for me, Priest. I said the battle might have been over for the race lead, but it might not just be. This could be, oh, as Jan Barth goes a little bit deep, but he gets out of the way. How's that going to impact on Geitz? Geitz is not close enough. So Priest has still got to navigate Chris Jones. As I've just lost all lighting in my commentary box. I'm back. Sorry. My commentary box just went into complete darkness there. Almost had a power cut. But we're still going live, and so is Johannes Priest. He's now passed Chris Jones. The gap 1.3 to Brandon Geitz, and I think this is the race. This is going to be the checkered flag. It is. So the time has run out. The final corner. So Johannes Priest at 93 Peugeot is going to make a charge for the championship, gaining on points on Francesco Adamu, and he will take the checkered flag and he will take the race win here at Bahrain. Brandon Geitz comes home in second, and Francesco Adamu will come home in third. The gap was came down a lot. Only 5 seconds across the line at the end. So those two just shows you how much time they lost in traffic, because Francesco Adamu was on a charge at the end. So he comes home in third position. And over in GT3, Leonardo Vera has got a 5.5 second lead over Kasperzik. So let's just follow Leonardo Vera. We've not mentioned him a lot on the stream tonight. That's because he's been out in front by a long, long way. He's been in complete control of this race. The Ford Mustang driver has driven superbly, and he's only half a lap away from taking the checkered flag here at Bahrain in GT3 category, and he will be extending his championship lead. So into the final sector 2, under no pressure at all. He's just got to coast this car back, no mistakes, which I'm sure he won't do. He's not made a mistake for the last hour and 20 minutes, so I can't imagine he's going to do it now. So Leonardo Vera, he slotted that Mustang on pole position in GT3 with a fantastic lap, and he's led from start to finish, albeit losing the lead of the race just for a brief moment as he boxed for the pits. But across the line he comes. Leonardo Vera is your GT3 race winner tonight, and round 6 Formula Racing League TV at Bahrain, and his championship lead is extended. Fantastic drive from Leonardo Vera. Let's just bring you up the full race standings as all drivers have taken the checkered flag. So just bear with me for a very brief moment. So on your screens right now you can see the full race order. What a race. Johannes Priest takes the checkered flag in first position, and he's now gained at least, I think, around about 15 points, if my mathematics is correct, on Francesco Adamu, who was the championship leader going into this race. Brandon Geitz in second, only 1.3 behind, and we saw amazing last 10 minutes there, the battle between those two, having to deal with the traffic of GT3, but also the traffic of the back markers in Hypercar. But Brilliant. Priest, Geitz and Adamu, the top 3 here at Bahrain. Adam Sesplar, who came into this round second in the championship, the closest contender to Francesco Adamu. He started 7th or 8th, and he's made a good recovery to reclaim some championship points. He finished 4th, but 40 seconds off the lead, albeit. Jules Aleman, who we saw a lot of him on the stream tonight, he had a fantastic race, battling away with Kiss, Ascioni, etc. and Illinger. He finishes 5th. Domikos Kiss 6th. Valerio Ascioni was 7th. Timo Braun, strong race for him in 8th position, the BMW driver, the only BMW in the top 10. Dominic Illinger, we saw make a late pit stop, whether he was struggling on energy or fuel. He pitted late, but he rejoined and finished 9th across the line. And Alex Alfonso rounds out the top 10 in hypercar. The other drivers to mention in class was Benjamin Eck, finished 11th. Now, he was running last for a long portion of the race, but strategy perhaps paid off for him, finishing 11th for Benjamin Eck. Chris Jones was 12th, Jan Barth 13th, and Cody Besselink 14th, with Adam Moden, the only hypercar retiree in the field of 15. As I take a breath. Over in GT3, Leonardo Vera, your race winner, with Kasprizik second. Kasprizik was running third for the first part of the race, but he undercutted Joseph Chadder in the pits. It wasn't really an undercut. Chadder had a really long pit stop. We're not sure why that was the case, but he rejoined 15 odd seconds out of the pits behind Kasprizik, so therefore lost second, but he ended up finishing third. Alex Nieto, who battled pretty much all race long with Vetlugens and others around him, he finished 4th. Vetlugens 5th. Craig Starkey, a strong race and performance from him, the 777 Ford Mustang. Danny Gold was 7th. Rudy Vermeulen 8th. Nigel Longden 9th. And Carl Van Horn finished 10th, which is it's a good result for him, because Carl was really struggling for qualifying pace and he was struggling at the start. He was back at the pack, but he's come home in 10th position in GT3. The other GT3 runners were Tom Curtin 11th, and Derek was the other D&F driver in 12th, but he didn't finish the race. So just 2 retirees tonight. Whoa, well, I need my breath back, because that last 10 minutes I don't think I took a breath, so apologies if it was a little bit carnage commentary, but I'll do my best to bring you the excitement. Thank you for the kind words there, Cesar, there, with more commentators like you. Very much appreciated. I do my best. I'm no mean very long way from being a professional commentator or a very good commentator, but I certainly try and do my best and bring you the excitement here on Formula Racing League TV. So you don't want to see the main menu, do you? That's not what you want to see. Let's bring you the schedule. Hang on, just bear with me. So, your race schedule coming up. We've just finished Bahrain, May the 23rd. Here we are right now. We've just seen a fantastic race, but we have 2 rounds remaining in this championship. This championship is going to go down all the way to the wire, and that wire will be the season finale at Le Mans, the no chicane variant on June the 6th. But before then, we have the penultimate round. We head back to Italy at Imola on May the 30th. That's next Friday night, 8 PM for the penultimate round of Season 2 Le Mans Ultimate here on Formula Racing League. And I can promise you it is going to be a fantastic final 2 weeks with this championship battle in hypercar shaping up. Leonardo Vera, I think, is going to enjoy a little bit of a comfortable lead in GT3, but Kasprizik and Joseph Chadder will have something to say about it at Imola, I'm sure. So join us next week for Imola with 2 weeks remaining. A huge shout out to our series sponsor, Cube Controls, are sponsoring and powering this season on FRL LMU. Huge thank you to them. They've got some epic prizes up for grabs for the championship winner of Hypercar and GT3. That is what the drivers are fighting tooth and nail over for on track. And this season wouldn't be the same without Cube Control support and sponsorship this season. So please do go check out those guys on their website, Cube Controls. Thank you as well to our other sponsors on the right hand side of the screen: Coach Dave Delta, Garage 44, SimGrid, SWIT and Timpson. Thank you to those sponsors. Yet again, their support is very much appreciated. So I've been your commentator tonight, Lewis Robinson. Thank you very much for joining me. It's been a privilege as always. Thank you for joining me in the live chat. The view numbers, the live numbers have been fantastic tonight. I hope you have enjoyed it, and I very much hope you have a fantastic weekend for whatever you're up to tomorrow. It's bank holiday weekend in the UK, so I'm sure a certain someone watching now, Mr. Conway, will be lighting up the barbecue if weather permits down in the south coast of England. So thank you, and I'll catch you all next week at Imola. Take care.